Eastern suburbs. We took flight. Come on. Born in Bondi, southern skies ignite. From the east our spirits rise. Red, white, blue, our story told. From nothing we rose, made our claim. Eastern pride, we built our name. Stronger now, we never fall. Rooster spirit standing tall. Yeah, come on, feel that pride. Let's go. Since the start, the legacy lives. Power the heartbeat gives. Red and blue, we walk with pride. Fans by side, can't hide our vibe. Flags up high, crowd in sync. Roosters rule, we never blink. Eastern suburbs. Eastern suburbs. Red, white, and blue, we're flying high. Sydney Roosters reach the sky. Eastern suburbs, Roosters! Get up! Feel that pride! Grand on fire, glory set. Fighting with fire, no regrets. Yeah! Every tackle, every try, hit hard.
Where's my light on? There it is. It always doesn't want my girl to fit in the same spot too either. Yeah, we're rolling. We're rolling. All right. Here we go. What is up, my friends, and welcome back to the City Roosters Diehards. Hainsey here, and we're delivering your latest City Roosters news and opinions from the day it was. And a lot to get through today. And I do apologize for the short delay. A few things happening on my end, but all good to go. How are we all doing? How are we all doing tonight? A lot to get through. I'm just setting up the poll question. Obviously, we all know what the question is going to be. There we go. Okay, polls up. Okay, here we go. All right, so obviously the question is going to be around the Roosters announcement today. So without further ado, let's get into the live chat. If you haven't already, make sure you hit that like button, subscribe to the Sydney Roosters Diehards, and give us a follow on the Sydney Roosters Diehards Instagram page for your latest Roosters news and opinions. We've got a few in here. Great to have you here, Jason, as always. I do apologize, Jake, for being late. We'll get to that. We've got some questions about today, so I might leave the questions till after my first little part here. Okay, let's get straight into it. The Sydney Roosters have released the 2026 home jersey, and the Sydney Roosters have announced the Roosters home jersey for 2026, and my first thoughts is wow. I'm just getting it up on photo. Let's see if I can get it on screen for you guys and just a bit of a reaction together. We've obviously all seen it by now. If you haven't, wait if you guys have waited today. Cool. We've also got some player media that we're going to react to as well. So hopefully we might be aiming for the hour mark, lads, tonight. Obviously a little bit to talk about. Is there photo on screen? Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Share screen. All right. No, not it. Not it either. Definitely not. Oh, I can't always get the right one. Might zoom in, eh? There we go. All right, there is the Roosters kit on screen. Here's our first look at it, and on the channel together. Obviously, we'll go through the significant points from it. Obviously, the first significant changes from the jersey this year, starting off with the 3 traditional Adidas stripes. Now, that is just part of every Adidas jersey has these 3 stripes somewhere. Whatever team, whatever sporting apparel, it always has the red stripes or red, white, blue, whatever color stripes. Obviously, that is part of the jersey. Honestly, I prefer to would have it up the top here, but obviously, it's good that the Roosters have kept the traditional red, white, and blues V. Obviously, we got the Roosters full red collar, which we sort of hinted it before. But okay, so red collar, which is the first bit of a change. Obviously, manufacturer different change as well. The red stripes. Adapt, as I mentioned on Monday, are our new sleeve sponsor as well. And as well, another thing that I pointed out, a lot of things pointed out, that we're going with an all navy approach for the home jerseys, which is a little bit of a surprise. Obviously, we've really been the traditional side with having, the main red, white, and blue jersey with the white as our home shorts, but it looks like that's going to be our away shorts this year. All white with the 95 away, which is expected to be the home of the away jersey, the 95 away. But I do like that. It's a nice touch that the whole club, Roosters, NRL side, NRLW side, are now going to be all navy. For the last recent couple of seasons, the Roosters NRLW team have been all navy, and honestly, I like it with the girls team, and I reckon I think it's going to be also a good fit as well with the home team. Look, with the home jersey for the NRL squad as well. Look, I think it's just obviously change, and not a lot of clubs, not a lot of teams like us, we're not expecting to change. Obviously, there's a little bit of a change from recent years, but I've got to be honest with you guys. I reckon it's one of our best home kits we've done in a while. Obviously, there's always not a lot. Obviously, our home jerseys are clean and one of the best, but definitely better than last year's to start off with. Look, the BYD logo has grown on me. Look, I think it's fine. It's obviously with having white as their V. I think the BYD sponsor has grown on me. Obviously, imagine having that with Steggles. Like, does anyone like? I'm not really good with AI and stuff, but if anyone wants to have a crack with having having an AI photo of BYD, that'd be sick. Let me instead of replacing BYD with Steggles, could you imagine the Adidas kit with Steggles? I just want to get my thoughts on that one. I'm still torn by the fact that Steggles are no longer our sponsor, but I think the BYD sponsor has grown on me, and I think it actually does suit the jersey now. Come to think of it, so like how it's just white, but yeah. So that's obviously the first significant changes there. But obviously, I love the navy, and honestly, I do love the red stripes and the navy blue navy blue shorts. The jersey is just a little bit of surprise because of the fact that it was It's just because of the fact that, we're so used to not having it there. But I do like it there. And I'm guessing now the away jersey, it's going to be the same. Anzac Indigenous is all going to have those red stripes as part of the Adidas sponsorship. Let's have a bit of a read from the Roosters statement this morning around the announcement. The huge moment is coming December as the Roosters and Adidas officially launch our first gear drop. This marks the beginning of a new era, uniting one of the sport's most iconic brands with one of the rugby league's proudest clubs. One of sports' most iconic brands in Adidas. Yes. Excitement is already sky high following today's reveal of the home playing kit with Captain James Tedesco, new signing Daly Cherry Evans, and we're giving our members and fans out the chance to get ahead of the rush. Register now to receive an exclusive on-sale alert and to be first to know the moment that Roosters X/Adidas collection becomes available. And this is only the beginning. There's so much more to come as we roll out the full Adidas era. Don't miss your chance to be part of the Lord from day one. A new chapter begins. Make sure you're ready and registered below, which I've already done. Yes, I think the other night. So obviously that's obviously the first look at the home jersey. I just love that Adidas. I reckon they've done an extremely good job here. Really, really excited for what else is in store in the range. And like I said this morning or this afternoon, whenever it was released, we in a really, really good spot going forward in their kit releases. And that's only just the first one. That's only just the home jersey. Like, we've got so much more releases and leaks and all that come out in the coming days, and it's going to be, a really, really awesome cup. Where is it? A lot of people. What am I going to do? Obviously, nice to see. Obviously, DCE was a part of the launch as well. Now, a lot of questions about the navy blue shorts and the white shorts as our traditional ones. Now, shout out to Adonis Shifts for this one. He created this one through AI, and obviously, this is on screen. What you see is a potential what it would look like with the white shorts, which honestly, I still prefer that. Because obviously I just love, how we're a traditional club and we don't really change a lot. I personally would have loved to seen that, but I can guarantee that. So I'll give you. That's obviously what it looks like, and then obviously that's the original photo on screen, and then you look on the right hand side, we've got obviously an AI version of the shorts, and honestly, I think it was just we more use of the white shorts. But I generally think that the navy ones, once we get into proper, once we get into 2026 trial games and all that, once we start seeing it for the first time on the players when they're playing, I generally believe that we're gonna get, it'll grow on us. So, but look, obviously a lot they pack in from from our home jersey, but only can imagine if that's the response we've got and how good it's been. How a lot of positive feedback around it. You can only imagine what the away one's going to look like. The 95 all white's going to look sick. Anzac Day, if it's a Bondi blue, I'd love to see it change up in the navy shorts for the Bondi blue. That would look cool too. And obviously Indigenous as well. Might be interesting to see what we do as well. But really, really exciting with more of the Adidas range still to come. So what we're going to do now, we're going to go listen to 2 player media conferences today from both Teddy and Daly Cherry Evans. So this obviously brings us into the next part about Daly Cherry Evans. So we'll go have a listen. Or obviously all media or footage is by the Sydney Roosters, and I don't own any of it, and I do not really want to get copyrighted. So I am going to shout out the Roosters for to make sure if it wants to load. If it wants to load, I got 7%. Okay. Yeah, I think Ches is going to be the main important one here. So if it wants to load at any time, get the live chat here, I reckon. Great jersey, just want the white shorts, says Blake. I don't see problems with the blue shorts. It's something new. Yeah, it is a bit of a change up.
Ellie, how's it feel?
Ronnie.
You jump.
Yeah, lots of different emotions, but really excited. It's certainly, it's hard not to think about, where this club was at before I got here. And
obviously, what were the first thoughts of DC in red, white, and blue for the first time? Like, it looks different, but I reckon he suits it, man. I reckon he suits the Roosters jersey. He suits it. DCE, exactly right, Jake. Gonna go broke. So am I, pal. So am I. I'm spending all my life savings on it. If there's a suggestion, go sell your old gear. So you have DC East. Ole, ole, ole. Ethan's in here. How are you, my friend? To me, it looks too bloody red. Yeah, look, I'd love to see like the traditional white collar, but I like the little tweaking changes that the club have done, and all in all, I think it's a really nice design so far. All right, let's get you back to the video.
How I can hopefully improve us as a side and as a club. So yeah, a lot of excitement around at the moment, and as I sort of maybe has touched on individually, very uncomfortable in being in another club colours, but deep down really satisfied with the decision, and I just know how much personal growth is going to be ahead of me this year and getting out of my comfort zone. So there's a lot to be excited about. I'm looking forward to what's ahead.
Put us out of our misery. When did you actually decide you're going to be a Rooster? We talked about it all year.
Yeah, no, I at different stages made sure that I was really clear on what I wanted to do. I only signed, despite what you guys think, 2 weeks ago. So
When
that's
did you decide?
I don't think you've actually really decided until you put pen to paper. But
Okay, what are we thoughts on this one? Do we honestly believe that DCE signed and agreed 2 weeks ago? Is that a cop out from DCE, or is that like legit? Or is that legit? Let me hear your thoughts, Paul. Yeah, I reckon he knew for a while. DCEs, man. To put the pen to paper. I mean, I guess he's kind of right. You don't, fully agree to the terms until you sign the paper. But I reckon he made his mind up ages ago, in my opinion. But moving on.
I was just like anyone else off contract. I spoke to clubs sort of November this time last year, right, when I was officially able to talk to people. So I treated that process just like everyone else. It was just that everyone else wanted me to tell them what I was doing before I was ready to do it. And I felt like even if I had made my decision during the year, the best thing wasn't to announce it out of respect to fans from both clubs. We often talk about how hard it is for fans to look at their players and not treat them differently when they know they're going somewhere else. So having that in mind, I actually felt like it was the most respectful thing, was to just wait till the season was done and the new era could start.
What was the other decision? Was it another club or was it retirement?
At different stages, it was both.
I just want to come out of that comment. DC has got some more in that jersey, man. Nostalgia, that DC. And then I got to be honest, though, the collar does hide the giraffe neck a little bit. But obviously talking about there in relation to obviously not telling about the decision all season, just to out of respect from both clubs, which I kind of understand. But I don't think Manly fans will be thinking of it that way because, Manly's season derailed because of it. But anyway, he said he decided after Origin. I bet he knew then. Yeah, I reckon that's a really good point, Jake. Really good point.
I reckon.
Obviously, and as any other player would, and it'd be the same thing Marky Mark would be saying, and, any player that's left the club, going to another club the season after. But in the time being, he wanted to put it. I can see. I know he tried. I know he tried to put it 100% into Manly. And his focus was on Manly. But there was just too many distractions within the club because of it. But but I can definitely understand that his main focus was on Manly, not the Roosters, after making his decision, which I can completely understand and respect. So.
The biggest thing for me was making sure I was going to make the right decision
I don't really want to
and then in turn another club.
I do want to point out
I'm no spring chicken, right? So I wanted to really make sure that if I was going to go around again and, like I've touched on, put myself really out of my comfort zone, I wanted to make sure that I could hold my end of the bargain up. So the longer the season went, the clearer I got in around how I was feeling mentally and physically, and that's given me a lot of great confidence to make the leap across here to the Roosters. And walking in now, I don't have regrets or second thoughts. I actually feel really clear on where I'm at and what I can offer.
what sealed the deal for the Roosters? What was the cherry on top, if you will, for you to come to
The cherry on top whatsoever.
I can't honestly say there was a moment or a decisive factor. I don't think I'm ever a person that just puts it down to one thing. One thing's really hard to narrow down, especially when you're talking about life decisions like where we play our footy, and life decisions around where, you know, my kids might need to go to school. Like, there's more to it than just where I wanted to play footy. You know, at different stages, you think about your family and what does that look like? You know, do we take them overseas and do something completely different and put all of us out of our comfort zone? Or, you know, do I go to the Roosters where my kids can still stay in school and keep that lifestyle together? So there was a lot that went with it. And then there was the footy element to it as well. And the Roosters is a club I've admired from afar for a long time. They've had great success through my career. So within that, a lot
2013 grand
has
final,
stayed the same from sort of the top down when it comes to you know, the people that make the decisions here, and Trent being the coach. Yeah, the playing group's changed a little bit, but that's also excited me where the playing group's at. I got a great leader in Teddy. There's some emerging leaders within that, and then some kids that played last year that are out and out first graders. So the longer it went, the more I got a chance to look and watch, and from there get more confidence, not just of where I was going, but how I could help. And yeah, I just honestly couldn't tell you it's one thing. It was a combination of things, and I guess that probably reflects me. I'm pretty thought out in how I go about things, and I wanted to make sure with a big decision like this, it was the right thing for everyone.
There are no clues on this jersey, but are you expecting to wear the 6 or the 7 in round 1?
We've had a couple of conversations with Trent and Sam. I'm not too fast. I feel like we're really lucky in the players that both Sam and I are, that one of us could wear 6 and one of us could wear 7, and it wouldn't affect.
Look, the first thing I'm going to say, and I don't really want to keep interrupting it, but I'd love to see DCE. I haven't seen this. I'm going in fresh with you guys. I would love right now if DCE has a comment about Hugo Zavala and backs him to stay. That's what I would love to see DCE have, you know, show, you know, faith and, you know, give the 100% backing of Hugo and saying, he's our guy going long term. Kind of thing. I'd love to see that.
A whole lot, but I think before we get to the 7-6 part, we probably have to figure out how we want to play. And it's really important that we complement each other and we complement the team. So I don't have an announcement on that yet, and I don't know if that's even big news, but I don't think it's going to change a lot. I think visually it might be a big deal if I'm not wearing 7, but I'd be very fine with wearing number 6 if that's what we need to do this year.
Daly, when the fixtures came out, I dare say your eyes went to one game early on in particular. Have you started to think about what it will be like emotionally to take on Manly for the first time?
Yeah, I think from this far out, it's really easy for me to just blow it off and say, like, yeah, it's just going to be another game and I can't wait to play against all of my good friends at Manly. I guess for anyone that's played any sport, not just NRL, is if you're playing against your mates, you just want to beat them. And it's just going to be as simple as that. So, yeah, I'm really excited about that opportunity. Selfishly, I would have loved to have been 4 o'clock on a Sunday afternoon, because I think that's a great experience for anyone playing against the Manly side. But, you know, Thursday night, round 4 will be great. It'll be a great experience for everyone. And, you know, the way that the relationships were when I left the club, I get you guys might make it sound differently, but it's actually going to be a really great experience to go back there, to play against my good friends and a place that I've got so many memories of. It'll just be in different colours and hopefully making a different memory, but it's maybe not as daunting or as ugly as maybe you guys want it to be.
How did that last goodbye Manly go down, DCE? Like, and what was it feeling like when you walk out of the doors at Brookvale for the last time, at least for now?
Yeah, really, really emotional in a good way. It made me revisit all of the times that I've had there. Again, like friendships that I've developed. We're talking about 15 years ago playing first grade and being lucky to win a premiership and having lifelong friends from that moment. So it's come a long way, and the friends that I've got now in the current playing group, you know, that's been also hard to let go of. But as I've sort of touched on, like deep down, one thing that I've been sort of pretty clear on and learnt from my old teammates and talk.
I do like the fact that, you know, as well, I selfishly would have loved to see it being a Sunday 4 o'clock. I think that would have been absolutely blockbuster, you know, box office. But I still think at the same time, regardless, it's a regardless of what day it was, what round it was. It was always going to be a marquee fixture for the season, and yeah, really. Obviously, DC himself really looking forward to it, and so I think every Roosters and Manly fan as well.
Talking to people is, it doesn't matter where you play your footy, your friends will always be your friends. And I've got no doubt that there's players that are playing for Manly this year that I'm going to remain friends with forever. So I knew deep down that if I made this decision, or when I went and made a different decision, that my friends weren't going to bother. They were going to just support me, and that's what friends do, right? So that's all I felt at the moment. And it's not to say that I haven't upset people by going to another club, but
I'm going to be honest though, like just every time I keep watching and keep looking at DC and he's in red, white, and blue, it's weird. It's, you know, it's still a lot to take through. And like I've said my piece on DC at the Roosters, whether I agreed or disagreed with it, I've obviously, you know, I've accepted it now. And, you know, I've had my thoughts of him in the past, but just seeing him in the colours for the first time, it's sort of a bit of the realization is like, okay, he's a Rooster. You know, let's get to work. Let's get behind him. And I hope the fan base comes around eventually.
That's, I guess, yeah, your friends aren't going to really make you feel bad about something like that.
So, Dale, it's been painted that your decision led to a split in the playing group, and people in the playing group didn't like you. So, that's just crap.
Yeah, unless people were being two-faced, I don't think that's true. Yeah, it was. I mean, how do I explain it? I thought about this. Penrith won the last 4 competitions prior to this year, and each year they had big name players leave the club, but it wasn't a distraction for them because they were winning. Because we didn't win, it became a distraction. So I do feel as though that the narrative is sometimes pushed to fit the story, and I believe you just got it wrong on that one.
Daily, one guy that you didn't mention in those talks with Trent and Sam was Hugo.
Hmm.
You had a chance to reach out to Hugo, and do you know, I guess, what his role could be besides you and Sam?
The first part to the question is I've tried to introduce myself to most of the group over the last fortnight. It's been great to have a small conversation with Hugo, and he was extremely welcoming, excited about, you know, our relationship, working alongside of each other together, and you know, he was looking forward to maybe learning some stuff off myself. And
fuck yes,
I made it really clear to him that I'm also here to learn off everyone, and he's someone that I want to learn off as well. I think any time that you think you know it all in rugby league, you're probably not going to last much longer. So I'm really open-minded about how much I'm going to learn from this playing group, coaches and players.
Could DCE be the guy that keeps?
And yeah, obviously I'd love to be able to help young players and their development along the way. So it's going to work both ways.
Yes.
As for where his role is and how he fits into the game plans and all that, I honestly don't have the answer for you right now. That's probably more of a coach question. And
yep, that's fair enough.
Considering we haven't been back to training yet, it hasn't even looked like taking shape. But based on the way he played last year, it's really hard to see him not playing a role in first grade this year. He had an amazing year, and as Teddy just touched on, his work ethic second to none. So he's going to be great for the group.
Bailey, you seem very happy to be here and in these colours, but I'm curious, at any point
I like that. I like where, you know, DC, you know, is going to, you know, create, you know, show his knowledge. And, you know, I think he's going to, you know, I love how he's like, yes, he's got over 350 plus games of experience and all that, right? But like, I love how he's like handled the whole thing with Hugo and that. Like, he's right. Like, it's not really a 5'8" or halfback with 350 plus games of experience to go walk into a club and go, this is the game plan. It's the game plan that walks around Sam Walker, and obviously it's around him. And obviously Trent Robinson makes the decisions where Hugo fits into the side. But no, I think they can work well together. I know Hugo as a lock for 14 should be the go, but you know, hopefully that, you know, the club and DC, you know, evolve into Hugo, you know, and trust faith in the Hugo that he's going to re-sign. So, but I do love that, you know, they've addressed it, you know, and especially there's going to be a lot of talk about it, and just hopefully that obviously Hugo's signed till the end of next year anyway. So hopefully a decent year, and, you know, he stays.
Has R360 popped up on the radar?
I think I don't fit the criteria when it comes to age. But I mean, anyone who is talking to them within their boundaries and what the NRL guidelines are, well, I can't begrudge them at all, can you? The money, the life-changing money they're talking about, I completely understand why they would be interested in it. But as for me right now, I feel like I've still got more to achieve in the game of rugby league. Rugby league's been my first love for a long time. So for as long as I'm able to continue in the game, I'm going to want to do that. But like I sort of said, yeah, rugby and me probably aren't a great couple at the moment.
It's easy to ponder on what could have been or might have been. But do you reckon if Jason King was the CEO of the CE?
Just in your suggestions there, Blake, 100%. He's got that built to be a lock 14, like a lock forward, and definitely has that size and muscle capacity to be, handle himself in the middle. So, and he did come off the bench and play a bit of middle last year, this year, or in the early before he debuted in the halves around 6. So, like I said, there's definitely room for Hugo on the side. Just whether or not if he's content with that.
This time last year, you'd still be playing that?
Oh, geez, that's a hypothetical. I'm not good at hypotheticals. I tell you one thing is people are probably underestimating my role in this. It's easy for everyone to want to blame people at Manly, but the reality is I didn't get traded. I didn't get swapped. I was a free agent, and at the end of the season, I made a decision to go somewhere else. So I take responsibility for where I ended up. I'm really proud of where I'm standing right now in the jersey I'm in. And I just don't think it's fair to put other people under the bus. How it was all managed and why it ended the way it did, yeah, they're stories for another day. And
is this a real?
I think it'd be silly for me to be standing here in a Roosters jersey talking about what could have been at Manly. I'm really excited to be here. I'm proud to be standing here as a Rooster. And, I'm also proud of my career at Manly. I don't look at that and think of it as a sad situation. It was great to be part of that club's history for so long, but now I've got the opportunity to do it here with another club, and that really excites me.
When you see guys like Adam Reynolds and Ben Hunt, in their 30s as well, and what they could do with the Broncos, there's a little bit of confidence too, just the contribution that you can have as well for a team.
Definitely. It's great to see fellow old fellas flying the flag. So what Ren and Dozer did this year was really special, and it'd be fantastic if I was to be able to do that next season.
Around, is this like the Roosters Masters team? We got Teddy and DCE launching the Adidas range. Look, from my understanding, I thought they were going to do it with Angus Crichton and Sam Walker because they're Adidas ambassadors. But I'm guessing is that I believe that Angus Crichton's still away on holidays. Obviously, he's got 8 weeks off from his World Cup Ashes commitments. So he's got 8 weeks break, and he won't be back till next year. So maybe they might get him in with Sam Walker later on in the range. But obviously it makes sense to have the captain and the newest recruit part of it, but I still would have loved to see, the Adidas ambassadors in Sam Walker and Angus Crichton a part of the shoot somewhere, for sure.
With the Roosters. So, yeah, I mean, this club talks pretty openly about what or how they measure success, and, that's definitely one of the many reasons why I wanted to join this place, because they're the high expectations I put on myself. So, for all of the expectations you guys will put on the Roosters this year or any other team, I don't think they'll be any higher than what my own standards are or the club's standards are. So that'll be fine.
Is it 1 year only, or is it what's the story?
Yeah, I'm just a year at a time. Too old to be going any longer than that, mate. But I'm excited by that as well. I've got 1 year to prove that I still have what it takes to play at this level, and yeah, that's fine.
Do you really think you have to prove, or is it to prove to yourself? You mean, or not to us?
Yeah, most players will say they need to prove it to everyone else. At the end of the day, you need to prove your worth to yourself and also to your teammates. It's as simple as that. So I come in here with a really open mind, but also I'm quite aware that, nothing's going to be handed out here. So look forward to sort of working hard and earning my spot, and off the back of that, rewarding the club's faith in me.
Have you changed your coffee order yet?
Pardon?
Have you changed your coffee order yet?
No, I haven't yet, but I'm going to get, I reckon, some great lessons around.
I know where we get this coffee from in Manly.
The Eastern Suburbs culture. I'm looking forward to it.
Yes, into the soy decaf latte, please, Mr. DCE. But obviously, that's our first thoughts on.
Sink your teeth into a finance deal with.
Obviously, our first look with DCE in the red, white, and blue, and in the first player media as a Rooster. I love how he goes about it. I love how he's so professional, and he's so obviously media trained, but I just love how he went about the whole questioning and all that, because there have been so many questions to answer then. So thought he handled himself really well. All right. Our next one, onto the skipper, Teddy.
Thought that this season coming would be my last. I wouldn't want to go anywhere else.
James, extension of your time here. What does that mean?
Yeah, very exciting. I think it'll take me to 10 years at the club. It's a great milestone for me, and I never thought that this season coming would be my last. I wouldn't want to go anywhere else. So to have another year, 2 years here. Again, I'm not sure what that looks like after that, but for now, having 2 years locked in for this great club, very, very exciting.
You feel in some ways you're getting better as a player?
Oh, I feel like I'm just doing what I've been doing, to be honest. I feel like, I guess people can say as you get older, your performance it can decrease, but I think I still feel like myself. I still feel like I was in my 20s. I'm doing everything I can to make sure I stay at the peak of my powers. So that won't change over the next couple of years. And coming off a great year last year personally, I hope I can, I still feel like my best footy is still in front of me. So that's exciting for me to get to train and get to work, especially with our new combinations, our new players, and have a successful year.
How much easier does it get for you with Cherry arriving?
Yeah, it's big for the leadership's part, the clarity, his communication for us as a halfback, as an experienced player who's been around the game for a long time now, is going to add great value to our team. He's going to add great value for me in my position, and great value for Sammy Walks as well in the half. So it's very exciting for us just to get started, get our combinations going. It's not going to be perfect our first couple of weeks, but just building on that and making sure everyone's clear, making sure our combinations are as best they can be before we get the season started.
Did you ever think you'd see him in a different jersey? He played against some Queensland and Manly and that type of thing. Many people thought he'd be one club player. Did you ever think you'd see him in the Roosters colours?
No, it's a bit funny. I think even for him saying, putting the jersey on and being in those colours for the first time, it's not a sight you'd expect to see. But it's, again, like I said, it's very exciting for us to have him at the club. His experience, his leadership, have him in our colours is exciting. It's going to bring a lot of success to our club, I hope.
How long do those combinations take to build? Like, if you look back at 2018, I think it took a little while.
Yeah.
And obviously, you win 2 comps, but you've got a new 6 or 7. We don't know, and a new dummy half now. How long are you expecting that to take?
Yeah, it takes time. I think. I remember back to 18 after our first 8 weeks. I think we were 4-4, and we're sort of looking around, going, "Oh, what's going on?" But I remember back then for Coops, it was just stick to the process, keep working hard at training. It'll turn. I think. Ideally you want it to happen faster, you want it to click straight away, but you need to have patience. We know we've got such great quality players in Ches and Reece Robson coming in. They're going to add great value to our team, and it's just about working hard throughout the preseason, making sure those combinations click as fast as possible, and then executing that in the games.
James, I guess the upshot is Hugo Savala spent some stuff around about him maybe his work on the open market. Have you had any conversations with him, and hopefully he may stay at the Roosters?
Yeah. I've chatted to Hugo when it all was coming out that Ches was coming to the club, and I love Hugo. I love his attitude. Even last year in preseason, no one expected much of him, but he worked as hard as he could. He actually trained in a lot of different positions last year in preseason, and he ended up getting his start in the halves through just hard work and persistence. And I don't think nothing will change for him there on his mindset. He wants to stay at the club. He's a local junior. I think he exceeded a lot of expectations last year in the way he played and the way he led our team. And it's a great opportunity for him to learn off one of the great halves of our game. So I think Hugo's really, really excited about that. And for his future, I'm not too sure, but I know he loves his club. He's a local boy. And I hope he has a long career here.
Is he open to trying some of those other positions sort of going forward, if maybe it's starting off?
Yeah, I probably haven't had a too in-depth conversation about that. But going off last year, he did, and he trained the house down. He was one guy that I didn't know too much about, but he impressed me straight away of how he trained, how he worked hard, how he was doing his extras, everything he could to be, to get a chance in the NRL, and he did that. And I don't think anything will change for him this year, whether it's in the halves or whether it's any position we might need him. He's a big body. Got great skill. He can provide some value for us through different positions on the field. So I know he'll be business as usual when we go back training.
James, they were a long way out. You've spoken about patience being required, but with Bailey Cherry coming in, the expectations for next season, have you ever thought about what they might be?
Look, I think he's going to continue on with all the DCE questions and Hugo questions, so I might leave it with that. But obviously, we'll talk about the other big news today is that James Tedesco has extended his time at the Roosters till 2027. He's locked in for another 2 more seasons at the club. Is that the last contract he ever signs at the Roosters? Time will tell, but I think he absolutely earned that contract extension. I think the Roosters and Teddy are happy going 1 year at a time. Obviously, Teddy's in the back end of his career now. It's the final couple of years of his career, along one of the best careers in the red, white, and blue. I think he's going to aim towards around 10 years at the club, which is awesome. I think he's like tied with Jake Friend as third Roosters captain of all time, which is a pretty cool achievement as well, considering I think he's who's ahead of him then? Boydo maybe, and then Boydo. I know Brad Fittler's on top, but that's a pretty cool achievement there. But yeah, so obviously Teddy extending his time for another season until 2027. Like I said, absolutely earned that decision. Earned, to go out whenever he feels like it, and I reckon he will remain a Rooster until he decides to put his hand up and say, "I'm done." But yeah, like he had obviously one of the best comeback. I wouldn't say comeback redemption seasons, you could say. 2023, everyone got rid of him up, kicked him to the curb, and then he's responded and some. Another fullback of the year in 24, second runner-up in the Dally M, captain of the year, fullback of the year, Dally M player of the year, RLPA player of the year last year as well, this year. So he's definitely truly bounced back. And, just having a guy like Teddy, in the back end of his career, firing on all cylinders is just awesome to hear and awesome to see. So hopefully he continues that form into 2026 as our captain and for 2027. And I do like how both Teddy and the Roosters are going about it. They're not, rushing into big decisions of, another year, like overextending time. But, I think they've got the balance right by having 1 year at a time just to see how he pulls up mid, preseason. How is he feeling in the off season going into a preseason? So I do like that approach. Don't really want to go give him a 3-year contract and then retires 1 year after. Then we're in a little bit of a hole. So, I'm sure the Roosters will look after Teddy. I'm sure Teddy will look after the club going long term here. And I think Teddy will be ready to transition once he decides to done. I think he'll, manage and mentor, likes of Cody Ramsey and those young Roosters fullbacks in our system coming through. So, but in terms of Teddy re-signed, I didn't think I have any doubts that Teddy was going to re-sign. But obviously he was free to negotiate with rival clubs, but Teddy's not going to go anywhere and he'll remain a Rooster until he decides I'm no longer a Rooster until I retire. And I think he'll be straight into a coaching role at the Roosters as well. Also nice to see as well. Look, speaking back on the kit range, we might have seen a little bit of an Easter egg today. Shout out to Chris Benno, the Roosters head photographer, part of the media team. Taking some shoots of Daly Cherry Evans' first looks in the Roosters jersey. And you can see a little bit of a tease of the polo. And you also, in those play conferences that Fox League put up, actually, I want to go get that up. We get a little bit of a look, our first look on the our polos as well. So we'll get that back up. So what I'll do is I'll go to YouTube and go up to, if Fox League copyright me, I swear to God, I'm going to absolutely kill you. But anyway, where are we? Fox League. Get these guys up. Just at the start, at the very start of the thing, you can see where is it? It's not really the best one. Actually, no. What I'll do, I'll get it. I think I've got it on Instagram. Let me find it. I told Retro about this too. And he's seen it, but he obviously is not going to react to it just yet. Where's what I'll do? I think Brody put it up. Let me find it. We only get it for like 10 seconds or so, but it'll clear up in a sec. But there it is. That's our first look at the Roosters polos, and it actually looks good too. Roosters Adidas, and obviously the red stripes up the top, which I thought that's the way we were going to go with our home kits. But I do like it on the polo. I reckon the polos look sick, to be honest with you. But I'm just overwhelmed with BYD, not BYD, with Adidas on board. Really excited. Like I said on Monday, it just so awesome to see in the flesh for the first time, and to obviously see the first look at our home jerseys is exciting stuff, and really excited for what's in store in 2026 with the full range of the Adidas kit, which will be released over the next coming weeks before the full range is available for purchase on the early December. So really exciting times, and honestly, I thought it was absolutely clean and one of the best kits of the season, and I reckon we're going to go a long way winning the comp. We'll win the comp. We'll win the comp. That it'll grow on us. Has to be blue. White shorts need the red, white, and blue stripes on the side. Yeah, I think so too. The navy is clean as. I really rate the blue shorts. It's a clean look. I love that they decided to buck the norm and replicate the women's kit. The white kit will be elite, 100%. I think that's what I'm really excited for, is the away kit. Worst part of these photos is DCE. Look, you can say what you want. He's here now. We've had to accept it, which I have. It's grown on me, and I think the DCE signing will grown on us too. So just back him. He's a Rooster now. As much as you want to deny it, he's here now. I think he deserves the backing from the club and the supporters, in my opinion. That might just about do us. Aim for an hour, 45 minutes. Obviously, we have those 2 clips in there. We had a little bit of reaction to that. But yeah, so full day today with the full Roosters Adidas kit, the Roosters home jersey revealed. Teddy re-signing, his thoughts on the kits and the DCE announcement, and obviously DCE's first media commitments with the Sydney Roosters, and he's opening up on his arrival at Bondi and his departure from Manly. So a lot to take in there. So I hope you guys enjoyed. Anyone else got any other questions they like to be answered today before we wrap things up? Unless there's another significant change from the Roosters tomorrow, maybe another reveal. But if there's any other attention, not too sure will be on tomorrow, but we'll find out. Unless there's something else circulating around the news. But I think that might do us, lads. Thank you yet again for tuning in. Always appreciated. If you haven't done so already, please hit that like button and subscribe to the Sydney Roosters Diehards. And if you haven't followed us on Instagram yet, please do. Sydney Roosters Diehards on YouTube, on Instagram. And yeah, thanks for watching, guys. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Maybe, depends. I'll see you guys next time. Go the Roosters. Enjoy. Save up, lads. We've still got a lot of time left. We've got a couple of weeks left until the full range is released. But until then, save up. We'll see you guys on the next episode. And up the Chooks, up Adidas, and DCE. Ole, ole, ole. Thanks for watching, and get out of here.